we're going to move on to the next topic, or last topic, talking about if the Vikings can win the NFC North. And because right now the Vikings sit at the top of the NFC North at 7-2, ahead of the Green Bay Packers, who are 6-3. And the Vikings have been led by a resurgence from Adrian Peterson, and then they're also their defense and Teddy Bridgewater, who's also played well this season. So, do y'all think the Vikings can really win the NFC North this season? Kyler, let me get your thoughts on that.
I do think they can over the Packers, because the Packers have been looking like they're a little inefficient. I mean, then the Panthers beating them, I believe. Was that the Panthers that beat them? Or no, Panthers beat the Titans. My bad. But the Packers, they are looking.
Packers lost to the Lions this past
They lost
week.
to the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay. The Packers are looking very inefficient, while the Vikings are looking good all around. Their defense is very young and it's fast, and they know where to be when they know where they're supposed to be at times. And, with the Adrian Peterson on this offense exploding the run game, it kind of balances out their offense and defense, making them look good all around versus the mediocre offense of the Packers. Just because they got Aaron Rodgers, who's a great quarterback, their offense is just not as efficient as it should be.
Okay, Rashad, what do you think?
3 games makes them inefficient.
No, I'm just
when they were 6-0, we were saying they were possibly the best team in the league.
We were saying it.
And so they lose 3 straight, so that completely disappears. If you look at the Vikings schedule, there is no way they're winning this division. One, they got to play the Packers twice, which they're not going to win.
You don't think they're going to beat the Packers twice?
Hey, you want to say that, but it works both ways. Yeah. The Packers got to play them twice.
That's true.
But no. All right, these are Vikings scores.
And Packers have been known not to have a very good defense either.
Yeah, but the Packers defense ain't good at all.
Mm-hmm.
You think Adrian Peterson, Teddy Bridgewater, and who's the receiver? Who is the receiver?
Cordell Patterson, Mike Wallace.
Washed up. Well, I'm not going to say Cordell Patterson. Washed up.
Kyle Rudolph.
The tight end?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made the Pro Bowl last
year. They looking pretty good up to this point.
I just don't see it. If you look at their schedule, they haven't really played anybody that significantly is good. The only team they played that I say is good is the Rams and the Broncos, which they lost to the Broncos.
No, you said a few weeks ago the Raiders were somebody that couldn't be slept on, and they beat the Raiders this past week. So you said the Raiders are somebody that can't be slept on. So they beat the same Lions that the Packers just lost.
Yeah.
You're right, but they played the Lions in the first game of the season.
So it's still a win.
But I didn't say the Raiders. I never said the Lions were good.
No, but I'm saying that the same.
The Lions that the Packers
lost to, the Vikings were able to beat. So that's credit. They beat them twice actually. That's credit to the Vikings for handling the business. The Packers didn't.
But the Packers shouldn't have lost that game right there. The missed field goal like that bad.
Missed the field.
That was a botch. It was more than a miss.
Yeah,
it happens.
The Vikings would not beat them twice. But then the Vikings got to go through the Cardinals. They got to go through the Seahawks. They got to go through the Falcons. And then, the Bears and Giants.
The Seahawks are falling apart.
And the Packers got to go through the Bears. They got to go through the Cowboys. They got to go through the Lions. Got the Raiders, the Cardinals, and then the Vikings. The Packers just have just hard.
But they're a better team than the Vikings.
They're not.
They had a 3-game slump. It's just a 3-game slump.
No, but the Packers can't run the ball. Their defense isn't as good as the Vikings. They have a better quarterback, but they don't have anybody for the quarterback to throw to because the receivers can't get open. So that's the reason why their offenses look so rough these past few weeks, because they can't get anything out of their receivers or anybody else. So it's just Aaron Rodgers and Co. versus whoever else is coming to beat them that week.
So I'm assuming you're saying
they have this phenomenal. They have this phenomenal QB.
The Vikings can win the NFC North.
Could win. Do you think they will win? Not could. Do you think they will win the division? I don't think they will win the division.
It depends on the health of Teddy Bridgewater.
They could win.
It depends on the health of Teddy Bridgewater and Adrian Peterson. Those are the two factors.
Do you think they're gonna win?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win.
No, they're not gonna win.
I think they're gonna win the division.
They're not gonna win.
I think they're going to win the division because their defense is good enough. Then what reasons do you think the Packers can win? Because the Packers' defense is worse, way worse than the Vikings. They have no running game, and the only thing they have is Aaron Rodgers. In the past 3 games straight, their offense has been ineffective because the receivers can't get open without Jordy Nelson being there. They won the first 6 games, yes, without Jordy Nelson, but now they've run into a rut where that's why everybody's starting to wonder, should Mike McCarthy be calling the plays now, because they can't.
Horrible play calling.
I mean, 3 games is when you lose 3 straight. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. You losing 3 straight. You had the division lead, and now you lost it because you lost 3 straight.
But you still got time in the season.
And you played a team that everybody thought you probably should have beat. They're playing the Lions. So I mean, you do still have time in the season, but I'm not gonna say that the Packers are more likely to win the division just because they're
Vikings.
You know my case.
But
you know my case when it comes to a division game, though.
No, I mean
any team can be
any
beaten in
team,
the
but
division.
the fact of the matter is the Vikings have played the same team the Packers played, and they handled business.
Early in the
Packers
season, first
didn't.
game of the season.
No, but then they played them mid-season. They played them later on. The Vikings have played the Lions twice. That excuse is null void to me because they
won
a couple leagues.
The Vikings, it's not that big of a win. It's a close game still.
But it's still a win. It's a big, it's still a big win.
You're right, it's a division game. But it's not like you made them seem like they did them dirty.
They won.
They don't have to do them dirty because they got the W.
Yeah, it's all that matters. I'm talking about the Vikings handled business. That's all that matters. The Packers did it. The Packers are supposed to be a better team, supposed to be vying for an NFC North championship, but they didn't handle business. And on a weekend where both teams were playing lesser teams, the Packers didn't handle business. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Because you lost 3 games. The Vikings only lost 2.
The whole Packers season because they lost 3 games.
No, nobody's
counting the whole Packers season. But the Vikings has a better chance though.
Random times in the season, and the Vikings
I would still be
7
saying
and
this.
2.
I would still be saying this.
Half the world would not be saying the Vikings.
I would still be saying this. I would still be saying. You're saying that the Patriots can't go 16-0 when they haven't lost a game. You're saying that just on the premise that Julian, when the Patriots offense hasn't looked anything less than what it has been all season, yet you're willing to say that they're not going to go 16-0. But you can't. But you're saying that the Packers are going to win the NFC North when the Vikings have shown to be playing better than them, and they have a better team. And they have a better team.
It's not the same at all. Not even close. You're saying a team going undefeated and a team winning the division. That's completely.
No, I'm saying, but your reason for the Vikings not, or your reason for the Patriots not going 16-0 is because they lost Julian Edelman, and you're saying
no.
I
said they won't go 16-0 regardless. I said they won't go in all their games regardless.
Okay, and you said not going all their games. I'm saying my case is the fact that the Packers offense, people have also seen the find out the Packers offense. Aaron Rodgers is not being able to get the receivers the ball because they can't get open. And at the beginning of the year, their run game was a lot better than it is now too. Also, the Packers don't have a run game right now. Eddie Lacy's been out. James Starks has been struggling. That's how it's been. While the
Not
Vikings,
to mention their poor defense.
Yeah, the Vikings have a run game. The Vikings quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater has been playing good enough for them to win games, and their defense has played well also to win games.
All right, so looking at their 3 losses, right? The first loss was to the Broncos, right? Which you just made the case is their defense. It's all about their defense.
Yeah.
So I can understand that one. Then they lost to the Panthers, who they put 29 points on. So that's a good defense, but they put 29 points on them.
Yeah, they lost.
But they lost. But you're saying their offense isn't all that anymore. They still put 29 points up. This past game, I don't understand why you only put up 16 points against the Lions. That maybe that's because it's a divisional game. That's. I mean, I have nothing. You're completely right. I have nothing to say about that one.
If you look at all the scores from this whole season, the Packers' offense has not been prolific in any of these.
They put up 17 points against the 49ers.
Yeah, exactly.
The 49ers.
Yeah, they're not consistent.
That's my point.
Everybody is blowing out.
That's my.
No, I'm saying you can't sit here and say every game they have is a blowout. No, you're saying
no,
every game is a blowout.
You're
saying you said look at their games and look at how they've been beating.
No, I said
compared to how they were.
No, I said they haven't had a prolific offense all season. That's my case. But I'm saying they had a better running game, so they also controlled the clock better. Yes, they did. Eddie Lacy got hurt. Eddie Lacy.
They had the Patriots running game. That's not a good running game.
You're not. No.
They had the LeGarrette Blunt run the ball with Eddie Lacy running game.
No. Come on now.
No, you don't pick none of those. You don't pick an Eddie Lacy up. You don't pick James Starks up. You don't pick a LeGarrette Blunt up. You don't pick a. You pick a Deion Lewis.
Come on.
And a fantasy.
Now we both know that that's the reason why they're also hurt now because Deion Lewis got hurt. Having those dual threat backs helps your case. You might not pick them in fantasy, but they're still a weapon for you to have come out the backfield. Eddie Lacy is the pound for pound back. LeGarrette Blunt just rushed for over 100 yards a few weeks ago.
But we know he's not a rusher. We know he's just there. We know he's he's not going to get that every game. That's what I'm saying.
No, because their offense is so dynamic. But I'm saying the Packers offense, because they lost Eddie Lacy, has lost that dynamic to it. James Starks is not the every down back that they needed Eddie Lacy to be in some situations. Then they put James Starks in for third down situations, which the Patriots also have also had their memo. They had LeGarrette Blount for the big runs and stuff, but then they put Dion Lewis for those out of the backfield passes and stuff. But now the Packers have lost that just as well as the Patriots have. But the difference is the Patriots have better receivers, so their offense doesn't take as much of a hit as the Packers have. When they lost Eddie Lacy, it's been evident. They've shown the decrease in their offense and how people are now playing their offense differently. Their people are playing their receivers tight at the line of scrimmage, so the receivers can't get open, they can't create space. That's what has been noted, and they're playing. They're not even playing against the best the best cover cornerbacks in the league either. Like Kevin or I can't remember dude's name. His name Kevin Johnson, I think maybe. Well, from no, it's not his name.
Okay, so I'm gonna just stop you real quick. So Aaron Rodgers did 6-0, winning 6-0 without Jordy Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if the Patriots can do it without Julian Edelman because they're basically the same player to each quarterback.
This isn't about this isn't about. But Tom Brady's on another level right now. That's one. And
but wasn't we saying that? Wasn't everybody saying that about Aaron Rodgers when you're talking about the Michael Jordan of the league? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, last year.
No, they were saying that this season.
No, yeah, no. It was before the season. It was like right before the season started.
It was during his games. We had on the talk show. We said,
and it was also
like
also remember who said it? It was a backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers, the dude that sits behind him. Anybody that's on your team is gonna suck you.
So why do we talk about
David Black?
Why do we bring up this topic anyway?
No, if they can win the NFC North.
No.
If the Vikings,
the Aaron Rodgers one that day, then if it was just a backup who sucks, that shouldn't have been a topic we talked about.
But no, I mean, it's interesting topic.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Come on, think about
it. It depends on the way you converse about it. The way he was talking about it, it's the same way people are talking about Steph Curry right now. Steph Curry right now, they just talked about it on First Take the other day. That Steph Curry's on the same plateau as Michael Jordan as far as overall gameplay, owning your lead or dominating your competition goes. And that's what Aaron Rodgers was doing earlier in the season. But now it's just come to a point where he's not. And their defense has been looking rather, rather scrubby. But that's the only reason I feel like the Vikings will win the division because the Vikings got all the components. I mean, they might not have Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers don't got Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers don't got that defense. And that defense has been great at stopping the run. That defense has been a staple of not bending but not breaking throughout pass or against the pass. So the Vikings have been pretty solid this year, and they have a tougher schedule going down the line than the Packers, but they've also been able to handle their business against tougher competition than the Packers. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's show, y'all. It's WODU Studios, the best in college radio, hosting KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, 24-hour day. Follow us on Twitter at KBR_sports, and follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel at KBR Sports, where you can see past shows and past segments. All right, y'all have a great day.